Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover today. And we are starting once again with the upcoming State of Play. We now have an actual date for this State of Play, according to a reliable source. This is coming from PH Brazil, and he seemingly confirmed in a recent stream that the State of Play is scheduled to happen on Friday, February 14th, which would be Valentine's Day. And it would also be the first time ever that Sony decided to do a State of Play on a Friday. And so, yeah, obviously still take this with a pinch of salt, but this has been, you know, something that we kind of knew. The State of Play is happening sometime next week. I think a lot of us were speculating it was going to be maybe Tuesday or maybe Thursday, because that's kind of traditionally when Sony would do these types of events. But PH Brazil, as far as I'm aware, is a pretty good source here, and he's saying that it's happening on the 14th. So there you go. If you were wondering when it's going to happen next week, apparently it's going to be Friday. But continuing to talk about what could show up at the State of Play, because that's the more important thing here, you know, what games can we expect to see? Seems that Hideo Kojima is teasing potentially new Death Stranding 2 trailer showing up. So he posts on X saying, sitting at the editing desk for the first time in a year, I've been too busy to actually start editing. So I've been air editing in my head, listening to potential tracks on my Walkman while walking or on the flight, probably about 100 times. But now that I finally loaded everything into the editing system, it's not quite matching the image I had in my mind. And then he posts above that, you know, kind of screenshot of his edit here saying a Hideo Kojima game. So I have to imagine this is going to be for Death Stranding 2. The timing seems right. Death Stranding 2 is a game that is scheduled to release this year. He even said last September that they have the release date locked in, but they haven't revealed it yet. And so I do wonder if maybe at this upcoming State of Play, we're going to finally get a release date trailer for Death Stranding 2. And to be honest, this is one of my most anticipated games. So I hope this is what ends up happening. I'll continue to keep you guys updated. But another game that apparently could end up showing up at this State of Play, and the timing would make sense, is Bungie's Marathon. So it turns out that Marathon-themed cosmetics were found in Destiny 2's game files after the latest update. So people are now speculating that maybe the pre-orders for Marathon are going to go live soon, and this will potentially be like a pre-order bonus you can get. And so, yeah, these things are kind of lining up. It seems at this point, based off of what we're seeing here, that we can expect Death Stranding 2 and Marathon to be showing up at the State of Play, which is actually very exciting. I know that there's maybe not a whole lot of hype for Marathon, but to be honest, out of all of the live service games that Sony, you know, had in development, this is one of the few that made the cut, and it's, you know, it's Bungie, so I think it has a pretty decent chance. I'll be really interested to see some gameplay of this. But we're going to move on to the next topic here, which talks about Microsoft casually announcing 2 more first-party exclusives, or were once exclusives, coming to PlayStation 5. After announcing Forza Horizon 5 for PS5, Microsoft is bringing another 2 Xbox first-party titles to Sony's gaming platform. Both are critically acclaimed strategy games, one of which will launch in the very near future. Developer World's Edge Studio head Michael Mann released an update pertaining to Age of Empires and Age of Mythology. Specifically for PlayStation, Mann announced Age of Mythology Retold and Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition are heading to PS5 and will feature crossplay with Xbox and PC. He says, I'm delighted to share that we are giving fans more choice to play where they want by bringing Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition and Age of Mythology Retold to PlayStation 5. Playing across all platforms is a game changer for our franchise, and it's all about bringing our community together. This isn't just about convenience, it's about growing and strengthening the Age community. With crossplay, we're creating one global battlefield where every strategy, every empire, and every player matters. Age of Mythology Retold is set to launch on March 4th on PS5, starting at $30 US. A premium edition is also available for $50 US, which gives purchasers 5-day early access. And when it comes to Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, I think we're just hearing that that's going to be coming out this spring, and so we're going to have to kind of wait to get more details on that. But there you go. First, we see Forza Horizon 5 just kind of casually announced. to be coming to PS5. And then just a couple of days later, we're now hearing about Age of Mythology and Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. So there you go. I guess this is going to be a relatively common occurrence. Moving to the next topic, we are talking about Monster Hunter Wilds. There was a whole showcase for Monster Hunter Wilds that Capcom did yesterday, and PlayStation actually hosted their stream on their official YouTube channel. And during that stream, they actually detailed some PS5 Pro support. And so there are a couple of, I would say, key takeaways here. They're making it known that this game is going to be PS5 Pro enhanced, and it will support better frame rates and higher resolutions on the Pro. The game will also support PSSR, or it's going to leverage PSSR to hopefully increase the level of detail when playing at 60 frames per second. Players will be able to choose between a performance mode and a ray tracing mode. But the big thing here is that if you are planning on playing the beta that's about to occur once again, the second beta, and you're playing it on the PS5 Pro, it's not going to be PS5 Pro supported during the beta. They're saying that Pro support is actually going to be dropping with a day one patch at the launch of the game. So pretty important to keep that in mind. If you're somebody who's on the Pro and you happen to play this and you're like, man, this doesn't seem like it's doing anything, it's because it's actually not. So for the ray tracing mode, they did confirm that there will be ray traced reflections and that the mode is going to be at 4K at 30 FPS. So that's going to be the ray tracing mode on the PS5 Pro. When it comes to the performance mode, they're saying it's going to be 4K at 60 FPS. And so I'm assuming both modes, or at the very least, the performance mode is what's going to take advantage of PSSR. And there's going to be a third mode called Balanced Mode, which is going to be available to PS5 Pro players. This mode balances the two, allowing the game to run at 4K, but running at 40 FPS. So I'm assuming you will also get some ray tracing in there as well. So essentially a 40 FPS mode. And so there you go. That's what Capcom is letting us know about PS5 Pro support for Monster Hunter Wilds. Moving on to the next topic, we have another situation regarding Bloodborne. Sony has struck another Bloodborne fan project with a DMCA takedown request, this time for the Bloodborne PSX demake project. Apparently, this is the second one. We did cover the first one, which was for the 60 FPS fan mod, and so it seems that Sony really is moving quickly to kind of take all of this stuff down, and it seems like it has more to do with maybe trademark technicalities than anything else. That seems to be what people are speculating, but because there's so much rapid movement happening with this, you know, a lot of fans are thinking that this is a sign that Sony is getting ready to do something with Bloodborne. Maybe not like immediately, right? I don't know that we're going to be hearing about something Bloodborne related this year per se, but it does seem to indicate that behind the scenes, you know, there are preparations underway. And so I'll just kind of leave it there. Just wanted to let you know that there is a second DMC takedown request coming from Sony for Bloodborne fan projects. Moving on to the final topic of the video, we are talking once again about Elden Ring Nightreign. We have a bit of a leak here from Insider Gaming. They say here, Insider Gaming has learned that new Elden Ring Nightreign details are scheduled to be revealed and released next week, including a release date. That's according to a source familiar with the game's plans who said that information will be released on February 12th. It's understood that the announcement will include media previews and a final release date for the game, which is currently slated, I should say, for the end of May. So this is one of the more significant things we're learning from Insider Gaming is, according to them, the release date for Elden Ring Nightreign is going to be in May, which is very soon. It's just a couple of months away. They go on in the article to kind of speculate that maybe it will show up at the Sony State of Play, which, you know, we covered earlier. Apparently that's happening on Friday. These details are coming out on Wednesday, so it seems like it might just be its own standalone thing. But yeah, one of the other reasons they're listing here that this makes sense and they believe this is because, you know, there is going to be a Elden Ring Nightreign network test that takes place between February 14th and 17th, and obviously a lot of the contents of the game are going to leak out, and so it does kind of make sense that they want to align a big marketing push to show much more of the game and just give all the details essentially prior to this happening, because yes, everybody is going to be posting this online. And yeah, like I said, we covered a little bit of Elden Ring Nightreign yesterday. I'm super interested in seeing more of this game. It's just really interesting to me to see From Software kind of embrace multiplayer. I mean, multiplayer has always been a part of their games, but just kind of creating a game from the ground up where it's like, this game is a multiplayer game through and through. It's meant to be played cooperatively, and it's just a different approach, generally speaking, altogether. So very interested in that. But guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. If you did, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.